Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Plat, Purplatypus' name, and welcome to another Dragon Quest Tact video, where today we are doing another battle road, Leery Lout battle road. And as you can see, we are going to be watching a pre-recorded video. However, it is your boy, just to confirm. Right there, you see him itching his nose because he thinks he's not on camera. Well, he kind of is, and he kind of isn't. He knows no one's watching. But this is the video I recorded, and I do this pre-recorded for the battle roads because there's RNG involved, and I don't know how many attempts it's going to take. However, this one I actually got done in one attempt. Now that's one recorded attempt. I recorded it because I already knew how to solve it. And so after I was like, all right, I got this done. Let's record, see how many attempts it takes. I actually got all the RNG to go right in the very first take. As always, you can see the team on the left side of the screen. Someone said they wanted me to mention the abilities more, so I will. I'll mention the relevant abilities that are used in the fight from left to right. Raven Lunatic has Zapple +9. I could write it down, but honestly, I think it's just easier for me just to talk about it. Raven Lunatic, Zapple +9. Knight Errant, rolling attack +7 is the only attack he's going to use. Draki has Snooze +10, which is actually a C tome ability, so it's not that hard, and I do recommend it in general because it's used in a lot of content. Sleep is very powerful. And Boom +8. Really quick on the topic of Knight Errant, he is very, very close to dying in this fight, even with the cool armor that we have on him. So if you don't have the armor, if you don't have the stats that we're looking at here, like just to make it a little bit bigger for a second, if you don't have these stats right here, zoom in and pause it if you have to. Just know that your guy will likely die because we do cut it very, very close here. So you might want another awakening or two on him. Bobkin Archer, as you can see, he's kind of a low level, and he's honestly a beast. He doesn't even need to be a higher level. He does good damage. He does everything you need. Higher damage, obviously, will make the fight go slightly smoother, but honestly, I don't think it's needed at all. Poison Arrow +6, never uses Rain of Pain. It is +0 on mine. And Leery Lout, you don't use him once in this entire fight. I guess I use cover once in the fight, and that's at +3, but it's irrelevant. All right, so with that ado, let us go into the fight. So you're going to notice the layout first. I'm going to pause a lot, right? Probably, yeah. All right, so let's jump in, blah, 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 blah. So the core of your strategy is going to be to take out this guy up here in the top left. Can you even see him? This guy up here, yeah. You're cut off a little bit on the top, but it's okay. So luckily, their dragon guy is very, very fast. So there's actually like two key points here that I think could really fuck you up if you aren't ready. This guy, this Bodkin Archer being a lower level is actually a positive, right? You only have about 10 agility to work with, maybe 20, but you want your Archer to be slower than this Hackosaurus up here, because this Hackosaurus is going to move forward and then you are able to attack him. You could probably get by doing it in a different order, but it's going to make the fight much harder overall. So keep this guy's agility as low as you can, or at least, in the range here. Because you see he's going here, he's going right after the Hackosaurus. That's very, very important for my strategy in this fight. You might need to find a new strategy if you've leveled up yours more and he's maxed out. It may just not work the same. Keep that in mind. All right, so this guy's going to move up. This guy does do quite a bit of damage, so you got to be careful. You're going to zap him. We don't have to worry about him at all. Our whole goal here is to snooze him. Right, so this guy's gonna come up, does nothing. This guy's gonna move up, which is very important because now our guy can actually go up and attack him on this first turn. So this is important. Draki can move here, Dracula can move here or here to snooze this guy, right? You want to move here. Very, very important to move here, not here. I'm not, even though you're here, you could have this guy, and maybe in range for this guy. Like, you're better positioning for the map. You're not, trust me. You want to be right here. This is a very, very good move. You'll see next turn why. You sleepy, you have to land it. We do have +10, obviously, so it's going to land a bit more. But I did fail 3 times in a row when I was practicing the fight, and then when I recorded it, I did get it in the first try. Also, this guy is super weak to poison. This occasionally does poison, so I don't know the exact odds. I get it in the first hit, I miss it on the second, but getting an Envenomate is not very rare. But you do need to get at least 1 poison proc, I think, to get the damage you're going to want in. Maybe, maybe not. Leveling that ability up past +6, that does not increase the chance to deal poison, just increases the damage. Hiccup. So this guy's going to move forward, and he's going to do big AoE attacks, the whole thing. If he ever misses, he's going to die. If he misses even one of his attacks with this strategy, he will die. So you might need to get a few more awakenings to help keep him alive, because he gets really low on HP. And increasing his awakening would also increase his agility, which will make him hit a little bit more frequently. But again, you don't want him to move before these units move up. Being lower agility and this kind of very, very arena-esque layout. Like, imagine if you did arena, but their team always moved forward and couldn't attack, and then your team could move forward and attack. That's kind of what we're doing here. This doesn't have the improved AI that stands back. This is AI that moves forward. So having a lower agility that's not so low that you miss a bunch is very, very good here. Leery Lout, we're going to come here and guard. Doesn't do anything this turn. Next turn it does something. You could get bad RNG with this archer up here. Like, there's a lot of spots of RNG in this fight for sure, but none of it's like that crazy bad for it to go right. Like, you could easily get this done in a few attempts. Getting the Zappelin, just keep killing this guy. He's gonna be slept for this turn and for next turn because he just missed his first turn, and so he's gonna miss his next turn. Look at this guy. He took 87 damage. He's at like level 67. Really, really good. So this is why we moved here. This is so important. This guy had nowhere to go besides moving up one. This guy moved up to attack our guy, and now we get to move here with our Drachima, and we just get to bang all three of these guys that are very weak. This guy is the only reason we win this fight. He slept their most powerful unit, and then he hits all of them. Drachima is a monster, especially in this fight. So you don't want to skimp on his wisdom or his boom or his weapon. He's not going to be taking that much damage. He'll probably be fine, especially if it awakened like I do. But you really do care about getting that damage in, so that's not where you want to skimp. I am going to move this guy back to attack here just to make sure this guy dies next turn. If you get the Envenomate, he dies for sure. I think he's going to die regardless anyway. I do like being able to move him up here to start getting damage on this guy, because this guy, you can already tell he's suffering. He does survive, but it's very, very close. You know, so if your guy's even slightly less HP than mine, like I think even like 30 less HP, he's probably going to die here. This cover is actually the only important potential cover, because this guy is going to move down into a Ring of Pain. And I think he has the ability to one-shot something. Leery Lout has a lot of defense. So, like, you can see, like, these guys here could take a lot of damage. If the RNG goes this guy, like, every time, like, all 4 hits, it might be able to kill him. Even 3 hits, I don't think kills him in this fight, though. Maybe 3 hits would kill him because this guy would come down. No, because you're actually going to just... No, you're going to hit that guy back there. Okay, no, you're hitting this guy. Perfect. Sorry. Yeah, you're gonna hit this guy up here, and that way, boom, will kill all 3 of these guys. But this guy's still gonna come down and hit us. So actually, I think you're gonna take one more hit from that. So the RNG has to go pretty bad for you to actually die there. And obviously, you're gonna boom here, wipe out all 3 of them. I do think the poison was pretty important for that damage overall. Now that that's done, we just have these guys left, right? We already know that our knight can kill this guy up here, so we're bringing in these guys for defense to be like, all right, we got to make sure our knight lives. So we're getting in for damage as fast as we can. Syrian Breath plus 10 is going to bring him down. You see how low he's at? Let's see what his actual HP is at. The poison, it might actually be necessary on this also. I didn't even realize that we poisoned him the first time. He's at 36 HP. So if you have 36 less HP, you will definitely die 100%. And if you ever miss one of these attacks, like this guy won't die here, and then he'll get another attack in, and then you'll die. So he is already pretty low. Leery Lout is done. He does one cover to keep a guy safe that might not even be necessary, honestly. But now this guy's going to pretty safely die here. Yeah, so I think the poison's probably not necessary. Especially because if the poison doesn't and looks like he's not going to die, you have the redundancy save of being able to snooze here and postpone 1 turn. Snooze and then don't skip the attack with this guy and then wait and kill him next turn. He'll die to the poison probably anyway. But he's just going to die here. But if for some reason this guy isn't going to die, you even have a backup plan of snoozing him another time with this positioning. And that's going to be it. Overall, probably the easiest of the battle roads for me personally so far. I don't know if there's going to be easier ones or harder ones, but out of the 3 demon ones, this one was significantly easier than the other ones. Only took me a dozen tries as opposed to hours of min-maxing damage, figuring out how to make things work. It's mostly because we're on one side, they're on one side. They're being very aggressive, so you have to play defensive and adapt to what they're doing. And then suddenly you're like, oh, I could snooze this guy. Like, once you're willing to play with a little bit of the RNG elements of the fight, like if you're just trying to do straight damage, out damage them, I don't think you're going to win this fight. You have to do things like you're trying to get trying to get sleep procs, you're trying to get poison procs, and when it costs 0 stamina, it's really not that big of a deal. I highly recommend it. This strategy should work for you after a couple attempts. Obviously, my abilities are very high, my units are very strong comparatively, so do keep in mind that my units are mostly maxed out, but I already kind of had them maxed out because I was doing the other demon ones, so this one I was already kind of prepped for. If you're following my guides in order, you'll probably be prepped for this fight pretty well already anyway, because we used Draki in a different fight, and we used Leery Lout in a different fight. No, I took Leery Lout out, didn't I? Yeah. I'm not sure if any of these guys are using the other fights now. I can't recall, but anyway, guys, that's that. Thank you so much. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I got to get going working on the other battle roads and working on this Dragon Quest IV event. Damn, there's a lot of shit to make right now, video-wise. Anyway, guys, see ya next time.